In the time before time, there was the Bionicle universe, a universe filled with many places and inhabited by many characters that we have grown to love over the years. Though many people are fond of the universe that LEGO created, many people do not know the origins of the Bionicle story. Almost any Bionicle fan can tell you all about the details of the main story, but what they might not know is how the story came to that point. This series is intended to enlighten you of the legends and the Bionicle mythos that you might have never heard of. This is Pilot of Solace, and welcome to Bionicle Lore Explained. Since this is the first episode, I figured it would make sense that we start at the beginning of it all. Now, when I say beginning, you might think of the original 6 Toa first arriving on Mata Nui, or Lacan seeking out the Toa Metru, but neither of those are the beginning I'm referring to, even though it says how it all began on the cover of the first graphic novel. I'm in fact referring to the creation of the Matoran universe about 100,000 years ago. However, before we cover all that, we will need to rewind even further to 150,000 years ago, when the idea of the Matoran universe was in an infancy of sorts. Our story starts in the Solus Magna system, on a planet called Spherus Magna. This planet was home to many beings, the most prominent being the Agori and Glatorian. They lived in tribes scattered across Spherus Magna and were governed by powerful creators called the Great Beings. The Great Beings had a passion for creation, so to test if their idea of creating an enormous, fully operational robot was actually possible, the Great Beings created what is now known as the prototype robot. Their experiment was successful, but only for a short time before the robot exploded, scattering the large parts of the robot across the desert region of Spherus Magna, called Barra Magna. As mentioned before, the Great Beings are powerful creators that had authority over Spherus Magna. However, the Great Beings did not want the responsibility of governing the planet, so they created the 6 elemental lords to govern the tribes for them. One day, while roaming the northern frost, an icy region of Spherus Magna, 2 Agori stumbled across a portion of energized protodermis that had worked its way up to the surface from the planet's core. Once the power of this substance was realized, the elemental lords all began to covet this powerful liquid, and because the elemental lords all wanted the substance for themselves, they saw war between the tribes as the only way to get what they wanted. Over the course of the war, energized protodermis had been spreading across the planet, weakening it. Eventually, Spherus Magna got damaged to the point of no return, and the Great Beings came to the conclusion that it was doomed. But they had one more idea up their sleeve that could end up saving Spherus Magna in the long run. The Great Beings' next attempt at creating a giant robot would end up being the last hope for Spherus Magna. This time, the robot would be controlled by an artificial being that came to be known as Mata Nui. Mata Nui was to venture out into the stars to find a way to fix Spherus Magna. He would then return with what he had learned and repair the planet to its former glory. Along with Mata Nui, the Great Beings also created the Matoran to sustain Mata Nui on its journey. The Toa were also created as a means to protect the Matoran from harm. A powerful mask called the Kanohi Ignika, the Mask of Life, was also created as a failsafe if needed. It was inside Mata Nui's body that the Matoran universe existed. As predicted by the Great Beings, Spherus Magna became too destabilized due to the war. Mata Nui was sent off to find a way to repair the damage to the planet. Due to the destabilization, Spherus Magna split into 3 giant chunks. Barra Magna was the largest chunk, a harsh desert planet that was what remained of Spherus Magna. Barra Magna also had 2 moons created from the other chunks of the planet that were called Aqua Magna and Boda Magna. Most of the planet's population were left on Barra Magna, struggling for sustenance and resources. To give order to the world they had been left in, the tribes developed an arena system where the winner of a 1 versus 1 duel would win resources that were up for grabs. The tribes will keep peace using this system, but there are bad people on Bara Magna who might get in the way of peace. Hello everybody. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I know that it's quite different than my usual videos, but I've been a Bionicle fan for quite a long time, so I wanted to make a video on it. I do want to make more videos like this because it was quite fun to make. Now, as you probably have noticed, uploads have been way less frequent as of late. That's because I've been having to deal with school. Having school every day and having to do homework makes it a lot harder to put out frequent uploads. So I'll try my best, but it won't be like it used to be. In regards to Bionicle, as I said before, I'd like to make more lore videos, as well as videos covering my Bionicle mocks. The thing you're seeing right now on screen is a picture of my self-mock, actually. That's my new channel icon, in case you're wondering. I doubt that many people are actually going to watch this, but if you could, just like the video and subscribe, that would be great. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you next time.